see what my body can handle, because I didn't know what I was going to be able to handle or not. And they were like, look, keep thinking about it as we get closer in the year. And then as we got close to WrestleMania, I hit Neil and was like, hey, man, if I'm going to do this at SummerSlam, like, what's up? He was like, can you do a ring check the night of WrestleMania? I was like, no problem. And I showed up and I was like, what time's the ring check? He was like, can you wait till midnight? And I was like, yeah, no problem. And I stayed there and watched. I was going to watch the whole show anyways. And at midnight, I walked into that room with Bruce Pritchard and a couple of the producers. And I proved to him I could take a bump for about an hour and a half. I don't want to say it was a rib, but they were definitely there to see if I had any vision. How'd you train? I knew nothing. You hadn't done anything. I've done some stuff as a kid. We had a wrestling ring that we went to when I was like 10, 11. It was so sick, dude. I'd go jump off the top rope on crash pads. But I hadn't really never properly trained at all. I knew nothing about it. I was a fan, which is way disconnected from the physicality of it. By the way, we are all grossly underestimating how much all of that hurts. So, I knew I'd be good with the mic, and I knew I could get the storytelling side. You know what I mean? But I wasn't sure if I could do the physical side, and that's what they were worried about, too.
So who were you in the ring with, taking those bumps and locking up?
Well, you don't really do a lot of locking up then. You do a lot of, just flat snapback.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You do a lot of ring running. They show you how to run the ropes. Because, dude, those ropes are cable. Oh, yeah. They're hard. You ever ran a rope?
I trained, yeah. First time you hit him, you go,
you bruise.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Charlotte Flair told me this. It was so cool. When she came back from her injury, because she caught me, you got to remember, I'm at the PC suffering. So everybody's having to watch me just limp around. I'm clearly not able to hide the fact I'm hurt. And Charlotte gave me the best advice. She walked over and she said, baby, I'm going to tell you something. She said, when I came back from my injury, it bruised my back. And she's like, I've wrestled my whole life. She's like, it's just, you're fine. And I was like, because, you're starting to have moments as a man. I've never done nothing this physical. So I'm like, dude, am I way weaker than I thought I was tough this whole time? And I'm just mad soft. And they're like, no, dude, this is and they started telling me about how many athletes dropped. Athletes that are getting paid.
If you missed out on the Advent calendar last year, don't worry, because they're
athletes that are getting paid good money, train there every day. Sure. That are athletes from college that are like, just can't do this.
It's harder than they thought.
So they kind of put me through that for an hour and a half. You're just holding the middle rope and swinging back, and they're showing you how to tuck your chin and not throw your head. You throw your head everywhere. You wake up the next day.
You went there with a trainer?
Yeah. You wake up the next day with a pulsating headache all the way down through your neck and spine and forehead, and they tell you exactly where the headache's going to be, And when I woke up the next morning, and they said, tell us how you feel tomorrow or the day after. This is what you want to do. I texted them 2 days later and said, I'm all in. And they were like, how sore? I was like, pretty sore. You know what I'm saying? I was like, pretty sore. I was like, not sore enough to detour me. And I was like, well, that's step one.
So then where to go from there?
I said, we set up times to go to the PC, and they gave me the window. This is so inside baseball. They were like, hey, man, we can send a ring to you and a couple of trainers a couple days a week. Or you can come down to the PC and train unlimitedly, but you'd have to live in Orlando. And Matt Bloom kind of runs some of the coaching up there, Coach Matt Bloom. And, dude, I went and did another ring test with them down there, because then I had to get approved by them that, Shawn Michaels comes in, Matt Bloom, Coach Moss, Brookside, it's that moment. You know what I mean? It's a real moment.
Yeah.
And you got to prove to them you can take the bumps too, or you can at least know something. And I just had fell in love with Coach Bloom. I fell in love with all of them. Just the love in that room at the PC just overwhelmed me. So I was like, I want to go to the PC and do it for sure.
Did they tell you you needed to be there a certain amount of days?
Well, no, they were cool with whatever. The biggest thing was, if I did it at home, I didn't get Coach Bloom or Coach Moss. I would get maybe one every now and then. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, I really want these guys pouring into me every day. So that's what really ultimately why I picked Orlando.
So how long did you live in Orlando for?
I lived down there for probably 40 days, 45 days. Okay. I trained 5-6 days a week during that time.
You must have been so sore.
We did 2-a-days the last 2 weeks. I had bone bruises. I'm not going to, I'm not looking for sympathy on your YouTube channel here. Somebody's going to make fun of me maybe, but it was brutal. It was it taught me so much about me as a human. You know what I mean? Of how brutal it really was.
Is it the idea of even though I think I can't do this, I can push through and, there's success on the other side of it?
Yeah, for sure. I think also it was that's another reason I signed up for it was the selfish side of it was I want to learn about. Like, what can I take? Am I as capable of this as I think I am? How crazy in my mind am I? Because I'll tell you another part of this story that's fun. When I watched Logan go through that table, I'm trying to think what table spot it was. But I'd obviously seen the one where he did it to KSI. But right then, and I didn't know Logan was going to be a part of this, but I had a vision of taking this spot, like clear as day. And I was 500 pounds at the time, and I was like, I'm going to take that spot. Like, we're going to have the most viral moment. I'm going to make this spot famous for Logan. You know what I mean? Like, like in my heart, I felt that way. So we started training. So when I went in there, that was like a North Star.